it's Kina Knisley with Team K-Guard of Keller Williams. This is Real Talk About Real Estate. And today I have Elyse Guthrie from Dallas, Texas. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm excited.
I am too. You know what, Elyse forever. She hosts the best coffees and the best events. So
Do you remember the first time we met in person, what I said?
You said you didn't think I was so tall.
So apparently I was like, whoa, I thought you were short.
Yeah, no, Elyse is a little short. Because I'm just normal. Yes, we were in Anaheim when we had a conference in Anaheim. Oh, so how is Dallas right now? How's everything going there?
Yeah, we're busy, but we do have a lot of inventory sitting and having hard conversations with sellers. They need to be realistic. The house needs to look amazing, which I'm very involved in the process of getting it staged, making sure I'm there for pictures, moving things around. We do a walkthrough video tour. And then most importantly, I keep saying, no matter how great my marketing is, I can work magic, but I can't get the household unless it's priced correctly.
Exactly.
So that's the big thing, because I spend so much time and so much money on my listings, and I know they stand out and I know they look good, but they're not going to get shown if they're not listening to me about pricing. So.
Yeah. It's so important, and you almost want to be under market value.
Yeah. But the sellers don't want that, you know. So most of them
want to be under so you can get multiple offers, and they'll drive it up themselves. If it's I know.
And if they listen to everything I've said about, move this and move that, and let's get it staged if it's vacant, and we price it right the first time, it will sell the first weekend on the market. If it doesn't sell the first weekend on the market, they're just sitting for a little while. So I'm working really hard.
Yeah, we're averaging probably 70, 80 days on market for some. And then some that are priced right, they're gone the first weekend. Or if my buyers want them, they're gone the first weekend. If I get a buyer, then it's gone. So yeah. Even if it is set for 100 days, then I get a buyer and it's gone. So that's okay. So what's the average price point for a home in Dallas?
Oh gosh, it's all over because we're so big. So it depends on the suburb. My average price point this year is about $575, and that's because I do such a mix of different areas. I mean, I've had some buyers. I have buyers under contract right now for $350, kind of about 30, 45 minutes from Dallas, north of Dallas. And then I have buyers under contract for $870. It totally depends where it is, what suburb, what area.
So what do you get for $350? Here you can't get a single family home.
Okay, it's hard. $350 is in the little suburb of Little Elm, which is north of Dallas. It is a 4-bedroom, about 1,800 square feet. But again, that's north of Dallas. If that wouldn't be the case in Dallas. It's a nice little suburb. Schools are fair. It's next to, it's located close to freeways, and you can get places. It's located by a lake. One of our best school districts, Frisco, which is a growing area. It's right next to Frisco, so it's kind of like it's almost Frisco. It's a decent little house. I think it was built in maybe early 2000s.
So yeah. Wow. So you can, that's kind of a deal.
Yeah. Now, a couple years ago, there would have been 20 offers on this price. Yeah. But now it's easier.
Yeah. So now what about investing? Can you buy something in cash flow in Dallas? Is there a good rental market?
Yes, there is. You can't do Airbnbs in most places, so it has to be, long-term rentals. But again, and that would also depend on the schools too, where I would, advise somebody. I don't normally do rentals, but if somebody has purchased from me and then they want to list it for rent, then I'll do that. I had one that it took about 4 months, and then I have some that will take a couple days. So it really depends where. And then school districts are a big factor here.
So now what areas will you do? Because I've been to Dallas once and we were in Grapevine.
Yeah.
Cute little
I'll do Grapevine. I just sold a house. I just sold a house in Grapevine. Grapevine, fun fact, is the Christmas capital of Texas. Yeah, Christmas capital of Texas. It's so cute. It's so fun. At Christmas time, they have a cute little downtown area. But I live north of Dallas. I'm in Keller Williams Allen office, which is an amazing Keller Williams Market Center. And I go all over Dallas and to Fort Worth, which within about 45-minute radius everywhere.
Okay.
So when there's no traffic, and I plan that very strategically.
Yeah, I don't leave the house till after 9 a.m. and I have to be back in by 3.
But if I have like one thing in Fort Worth, I'll make sure I wait and I, try to have something else there at the same time.
Yeah.
So I'll go like stop by and, visit past clients, which I did a week ago in Mansfield, that's about as far as I'll go. That's about 45 minutes. It's near Fort Worth, but yeah, I go further than a lot of people, but.
So is there any up and coming neighborhoods that might be, good to grab a property in now? Cause you think it'll appreciate a little faster?
So I've lived all over Texas. I've lived in Houston, Austin, and here. And there are so many nice neighborhoods that are up and coming in Dallas, more so than Austin and Houston. There's so many, like you could drive through Dallas and say, I would live there. I would live there. I mean, there's so many nice suburbs. Going north, there's a lot of upcoming suburbs. There was Salina and Prosper. They were up and coming, and now they've already, they're already growing. So now they're kind of more expensive than they were a few years ago. And then you go past that and you can get a little more land in a little place called Gunter. And we're almost to the Oklahoma border by that area. Then you can go south and like Mansfield, where I just said I've sold 3. I'm going there again Saturday. You can get gorgeous home, just a few years old with a pool, 800 or 900, 4,000 square feet.
Oh, wow.
Gorgeous pool. And that area, nothing used to be out there, like Midlothian, Mansfield, that's going like east, I think. Yeah. And that, so yeah, I would say those areas are up and coming, but there's so many nice areas in Dallas.
So, wow. So why do people move to your area? What's bringing everybody to Dallas? Because you're constantly buying and selling. I see you on.
Yeah. Jobs, there's, good job market. There's, it's still pretty reasonable. We have a couple headquarters that had moved here right before COVID, Toyota, Chase. What else? Sometimes people just want the weather. We do have a little bit of the seasons where you don't in Houston or Austin. So we do get a little bit of snow. It cools down, I think, a little bit at night compared to Houston. So the weather, the cost of living, the schools, the opportunities for kids, there's tons of sports and just, there's always something going on.
Oh, wow.
It's not beautiful like where you live, but
I'm very lucky.
I'm looking kind of tan. I was like, she's from Hawaii and I'm looking tan.
Gosh, no, I stay out of the sun. Are you kidding me? And it's time to go hang out in the sun. I got to sell houses to stay here.
What are you saying? That I don't?
Well, yeah, you got some, you do. You got a nice tan. I don't tan. My freckles connect, but that's about it.
Yeah, I was outside this weekend, so.
Yes. So what is something people should know if they're going to move to Dallas?
I've had people move, like say, we want to look here, for instance, Mansfield, Little Elm, Rockwall. You cannot do all that in a weekend. It's so big. So I always tell people that if they don't have an area narrowed down, to go and drive, go into the stores, talk to people, go to restaurants, and just get a feeling of where they feel at home, and then narrow it down to a couple areas that you like. And I can help with that, but it's just a feeling you get when you're driving through the different areas.
Yeah,
you narrow it down, and then
areas.
Yeah.
So now, what is something you love to do when you have time? Because you're as busy as I am. So when you have time to have fun, what do you love?
Well, I was kind of neglecting my health for a few years, working so much. So I started with a trainer this last year, and I feel like I have more energy and I'm more motivated, and it's like the best way to start my day. So I've been going to the gym. So that's kind of like my happy place, my stress relief. I don't know what I would be doing. I don't know how I would be functioning if I wasn't doing that. So I'm just feeling better and have more energy, and it just keeps me going.
So wow. Well, you look great. I see a little muscle.
Thank you. Thank you.
So now this has been wonderful. So
yeah.
So yes, if you have anybody who wants to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in Dallas, I would love to connect you, because I love her, like I said. And she does client events, because I see them posted. I'm always like, oh.
Yeah, I do try to keep in touch with everybody. And most of my buyers are moving from somewhere else, agent referrals. And so they don't know the area. So I help them, narrow down an area. And then I make sure they know the best doctors to go to, the best restaurants. I get texts and say, what's the best place to go have ice cream, or what's the best Mexican restaurant? So, and then I try to connect people with, you have kids this age, you should call my past client, Susie, they have kids that age too. So I try to be a connector and stay in touch with everybody.
That is so great.
My agents.
Yes. Well, she is amazing. Thank you so much.
You are too.
Yes.
I can't wait to see you.
I know. I'm so excited. We're going to see each other in a few weeks.
And we have our pool party.
Yep. I will be there.
Okay.
So maybe I'll get some sun. But this has been Real Talk.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Thank you for joining us.